Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Best in Show Books. I'm Shelby.
And that makes me Jeanna.
We are two booksellers, and every Friday at 9 a.m. we come to you here from Naughty Dog Books, an independent bookstore in Nashville, Indiana, with all kinds of bookish videos. And today we are talking about, it's funny because it's kind of a reading resolution.
Yeah.
And we made a reading resolution video a few weeks ago, but we didn't include this one until now. But anyways, so we are going to be talking about today our classics TBR for 2026. Not huge, but manageable.
Yeah, but
hopefully
books that have been on the TBR for a while, and we're shoving them to the top.
Yeah, it's a really good mix today. So we're just gonna get right into it. Gina's gonna kick us off.
Yeah. So my first one is Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. I have actually owned a rather pretty copy of this for a while, and it just looks really nice on my shelf, but now I think I should read it.
You're gonna crack it open.
So I'm gonna crack it open, and this is a classic. We're gonna go back a little ways for a classic, and Tess D'Urberville, not D'Urberville, D'Urberville. Have you read this?
No, I have not read this.
Whose life is ruined by social hypocrisy and her own circumstances, despite her inherent purity. After being seduced by the wealthy Alec D'Urberville, she is abandoned by her true love, Angel Claire, and ultimately commits murder. Oh my, there's a lot in here. Leading to her execution, which I thought that was interesting that was like on the cover.
Yeah,
like on the
I did know that.
Yeah. The book is a powerful critique of Victorian morality, social class, and the harsh realities of rural life, and considered one of Hardy's masterpieces. So I did our book club, the classic book club, did they do this one?
No, they didn't do this one. They did Far from the Madding Crowd.
Oh, that's right.
Which I believe is also Thomas Hardy. But I did know that this was like a tragedy.
Yeah.
But I have never read it, even though I love a good tragedy. So maybe you read it and then let me know if I'd like it.
And I've never read Far from the Madding Crowd either. I just realized I don't think I'd ever read Thomas Hardy. So that's why I picked it. Because it was an author I hadn't read and a classic that I own and should have read. So that's where I'm going with this one.
Yeah. I think you'll probably like it. I feel like everybody I know who's read it has enjoyed it. But.
Yeah, and it's always, if people say you haven't read Thomas Hardy, that's one that they recommend I start with.
Okay.
So there's been lots of people come in like, oh, you should read that, you should read that. That's where I'd start with his. So that's where I'm starting. All right, so my first one was Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. What's yours?
This book has been on my mental classics TBR for a long time, and I have never read it. It's another kind of dark tale. You read it every year.
Oh, yay.
And so it's Jane Eyre.
Yay.
And I have never read this, and I don't know why, but I have for years been like, oh, I need to get around to reading it. So rather than me read to you a little like synopsis of it, we're just going to go to Jane Eyre Jr. over here. Why don't you give us a little blurb?
Okay, so Jane Eyre starts, as my son likes to call, the tortured orphan, and she's been orphaned, and her family was kind of pushed aside by the rest of her family. Like, they didn't agree with her mom's decision to marry who she did. So when she becomes orphaned, she goes and lives with family, and they treat her like the redheaded stepchild. They don't give her anything special. They treat her like a servant girl.
Don't give me any spoilers.
Okay. So eventually she gets put into a facility for like a girls' school.
Okay.
And her education's paid for, but she's not treated any better there either. So then she becomes a nanny when she graduates, if you will, and she becomes a nanny for Mr. Rochester. And that's where the bulk of the story takes place. And Mr. Rochester has a ward, so you don't know for sure who the ward is. The little girl, she's French, and so she takes care of her, schools her, and then, of course, things progress with her relationship with Mr. Rochester, and there's something in the attic or someone in the attic turret that, there's a spooky sense to it. There's also, some morality. She has to make some big decisions that could set her up for life, or she has to continue being the upright young lady that she is. I love this book. I love everything about it. So there's some good quotes.
Yeah. Is this one that I'm going to want to underline and like?
I did. I've kept a book journal through the years, and probably the last 2 times I've read it, I've had a book journal going, and I've just got all kinds of quotes.
Oh, nice.
Down. Yeah. So I think so.
Yeah. So that was Jane Eyre. That's my pick. No, that was great. And so I am really excited to read this year. It's just been on there forever, but I just haven't gotten around to
Well,
it. But I will.
You liked Wuthering Heights.
I did. I loved Wuthering
So
Heights.
even though it's a different author
Mhm.
in the Bronte sisters, I think you'll
Yeah.
still like it.
Yeah.
Same vein of the feel.
And I was kind of between this one
Mhm.
and The Tenant of Wildfell Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have had customers come in and be like, if you like something, you know, kind of dark and like moody,
Mhm.
you would love that. And I did look up the synopsis of
Mhm.
that. And so even for today, I was like, I don't know which one. So maybe if I really like Jane Eyre, I'll tack that one on
I've
too.
never read that one.
Mhm.
And I'm really surprised. I thought I had read,
Maybe we could buddy read
yeah,
that.
I really thought I had read all
good
of the
idea.
Brontes, and then I was like, you know what? I don't think I've read that because I've read, it's a name, Villette.
Wolf.
Yeah, that was
Woof.
hard.
That was rough.
That was hard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that one was hard. But I've read some of the others that are lesser known, and I thought I don't think I've read this one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a shock.
Yeah.
That'd be a good buddy read.
Yeah, that would
Well, let's
be...
you get through Jane Eyre first.
Yes, yeah. I got to tackle this one first. So first for me, Jane Eyre.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine's going to be My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier, and I loved Rebecca. Loved Rebecca. I think I've read Rebecca multiple times as well. So for this one, you've read it.
Yes.
So this was, maybe we should swap. What?
Yeah.
There we go. You tell me about this one.
I also have read Rebecca several times,
Yes.
and I have read this several times.
Oh, okay.
So My Cousin Rachel is about this man, Philip Ambrose, or I'm sorry, Philip Ashley. Ambrose is another name. Philip Ashley, and he has like a relative. Let me see. It's his guardian. His guardian is Ambrose. Philip Ashley, guardian Ambrose.
Mhm.
Ambrose passes away.
Okay.
And so Philip goes to the estate, like to his guardian's estate, and there is his widow, Rachel.
Okay.
And she is very beautiful, enigmatic, and he kind of falls under her spell, for lack of a better term. But there's a lot of mystery around who she is, why she's there, and it's got a very, I can see it in my head, it's got a very ambiguous ending.
Oh,
To where
interesting.
you're like, wait a minute, so what? You know, like,
Ooh.
and it's a darker tale.
Mhm.
There's a lot of epistolary
Oh.
elements to it. There are letters back and forth. I believe between Ambrose and Philip Ashley is set in Cornwall, but you also get some setting in Italy, if I remember
Oh.
correctly. But I really liked it. It's very dark, and actually Classics Book Club read it not this past year, maybe like the previous February or something, and it's not a romance. It's not
Yeah.
a light romance,
Yeah.
okay? It's a romance if you think like Wuthering Heights is a romance, you
Yeah.
know? And so I remember the Classics Book Club read this and they were like, this is not a love story. And lots of people didn't like it. You know,
Okay.
some people were like, no, it was super dark and depressing. But I was
It's
like,
okay.
dark and depressing, you're calling my name. So I really liked it. I'm curious to see what you think. It's got a similar feel to Rebecca. I don't recall it feeling ghosty,
Okay.
but there is a very strong, like, who is she?
Okay.
What are her motives? Are they going to develop feelings? You know, what's going on? And there's a movie. So after you read it, you have to watch the movie. And what's his name?
So it's a more modern movie.
Claflin, Sam Claflin, and is that his name?
Possibly.
He's gonna be the new Count in Count of Monte Cristo. Yeah, I think it is Sam Claflin.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Which I love him.
Yeah.
And Rachel is Rachel Weisz
Oh,
from The Mummy.
I
Okay.
love her.
Yes, so
I love her.
the casting
Okay.
was great, and
Okay.
but you know you kind of can't beat the book. So
No. Oh, this will be exciting.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited. Now I don't know which one I'm putting on the top of the list.
yeah. Well, you could always read it for like Valentine's Day, like a doomed
I'm
dark.
would be better off in this realm than
Yeah.
most romances for me. So yeah, that's
Just a thought,
there we
yeah.
go. There we go. All right. So My Cousin Rachel, what was your next one? Considering this was mine.
Yeah.
I like that we've swapped a little bit.
Yeah,
here.
we are swapping. So my next pick is going to be, let's just stay in the dark. Let's
Okay.
stay in the dark and like gothic, okay?
Dark's good.
This is going to be my reread, Turn of the Screw.
Ooh.
Henry James. I read this in high school. It's been a really long time since I've read, obviously, high school. But just like I was inspired to read this because when I reread Wuthering Heights,
Mhm.
I felt like reading it again as an adult was like a new experience.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to reading this. And have you read this?
I started it once, but then I didn't finish it. I put it aside to read something else, and I never went back to it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
started.
It's a novella. Like, it's not long.
Yeah.
So it's kind of your classic Gothic tale. A woman is a governess, which I love. I
Yeah.
love a governess story.
I know.
And wait, Jane Eyre, didn't you say she's a governess? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 for 2 on the governess. Governess into like a estate, and there are 2 kids, and they're kind of weird. And are there ghosts? Are there not? Do they want the children? Do they not? So I'm excited to get back into this one. Something I could say that I'm going to save it for fall, but I highly doubt that. I'll read it before then.
I just remember in Notting Hill, isn't Henry James the author? You've never seen Notting Hill?
No.
Really? I'm surprised.
No. Is it good?
Yeah. Julia Roberts and
it's Hugh
Grant. Yes.
I like him.
Yeah. And he owns a bookstore in Notting Hill. And of course, that's where it all takes place. But at one point, she talks about, she's an actress an actress playing an actress, and she talks about wanting to film something that's important and doing a Henry James. And so there's a portion of the movie that she's on set, and I think it's a Henry James. And I always wondered if it's this one. Like, it doesn't really matter in the movie, but it always made me think of this.
Yeah. I don't know. So, I can tell you, though, that Hugh Grant, did you ever see the classic Paddington 2?
Saw Paddington, but I don't think we saw Paddington 2.
Paddington 2 is arguably better than Paddington 1.
Is that the one where they go after the ant?
No. Paddington 2, well, first of all, the dad, this is just a very random rabbit hole. The dad is Lord Grantham from Downton Abbey. Yeah. And so the villain in Paddington 2, this is not a spoiler, he's very obviously the villain, is Hugh Grant. And he is astounding. It's so good. I
don't know that I saw Paddington 2. I know I saw Paddington, the first Paddington, but I'm not remembering that, so I'll have to go back and see.
Paddington is living with the Bird family, and
I love Paddington.
Hugh Grant is like this actor who is very dastardly, and it's so good. And Paddington goes to prison. Fun fact.
Then I really haven't seen it.
Paddington ends up going to prison, and he goes to a prison, but it's actually in Ireland. And so we went there. It's called Kilmainham Jail. Okay. And when you go there, they're like, this is where Paddington 2 was filmed. And we were like, no way. So weird little aside on Hugh Grant. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. When we went to Jungle Jim's, the grocery store in Ohio, my son ended up buying orange marmalade because of Paddington. And my husband's like, you're buying orange marmalade? He's like, yeah, it's Paddington's favorite, so we got to try it.
Yeah.
Well, there's our rabbit hole for the day.
Okay. All right. Next book, Jeanna. That's you.
That's me. And this one is True Grit. So this is a 1968 novel by Charles Portis, and it's a classic Western. I've never read it, but I've seen the John Wayne movie I don't even know how many times, and I know there's a newer version that was made in like the 2000s that I refuse to watch because I'm a John Wayne classics. So this is narrated by the strong-willed Maddie Ross. She's a 14-year-old who hires a tough, one-eyed U.S. Marshal named Rooster Cogburn to hunt down her father's murderer, Tom Chaney. In the Indian and in the movie, the name Tom Chaney is like said like 1,000 times. So you kind of start to know these people just because of she just says Tom Chaney, Tom Chaney. The story follows their gritty pursuit, highlighting Maddie's determination, and it's humorous. The voice of the narrative has been adapted into 2 films: John Wayne's 1969, and then the Coen Brothers in 2010. I'm really looking forward to this because the movie does have a lot of quotable lines, and especially John Wayne's version. And so I'm hoping that the book
lives up to.
Yeah, because usually I read a book before I watch a movie, but this movie is so iconic with me that I'm like, okay, I want to know all, I want it to be just like the movie, and I want to be able to picture it. But so I'm excited about this one. And I've not read a whole lot of Western books. The Longmire series, the Dark Wind series, and there's another one that we have, and it's a newer, and I would say it's not even much a Western as it's more of a thriller. They just own a ranch.
Oh, is it the Taylor Moore?
Yes.
Oh.
And so this will be the first Western that I've read in a very long time.
Yeah.
So have you ever read it?
No, I haven't read it. Okay. But a girl here in the store, she read it, loved it, and I think she gave it 5 stars. Yeah. I mean, I've heard it's great. Several of you have said True Grit. Did you read Lonesome Dove?
I did not. That is on my list, but it's so long.
I know.
I didn't want to put it on my TBR and set myself up for failure.
Yeah.
I own it.
I can understand that.
And my husband has a connection to the real people, like ancestrally, He has
Really?
he has a connection to one of the cattle owners. That's the story. Lonesome Dove is based on 2 real people,
Oh, okay.
and so he is actually related to one of the guys that's in the book that the book is about. So
Oh.
yeah, that was fun when we found that. I was like, yeah, we still haven't. I've seen the miniseries, the movie versions, a lot.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you, and I literally couldn't tell you anything about Lonesome Dove
Oh.
other than that it's about cowboys. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll read that together one day too. Who knows?
Yes. We just have to set aside a little bit of time for that one.
6 months. So over
Yeah.
the course of 6 months or something. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what's your third book?
My third book. So this is, you're done.
Mhm.
Yeah. Last book.
Yeah.
This is, did you look at my?
I knew Jane Eyre was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what this one is?
No, I don't.
Okay. Because it's got a fun connection to Jeanna.
Uh-oh.
All right. Does this look familiar?
Yeah.
The
It
night
kind of does.
of Maison Rouge. I saved it from the Goodwill shelf when Jeanna was purging.
Yeah.
And so she brought like a bunch of books in and was like, I don't want any of these. Like, do you guys want it? And I was like, no. And I looked through the stack and then I was like, wait a minute, hang on. So I think I'm actually like really excited to read these.
Okay.
So The Night of Maison Rouge by Alexandre Dumas. This is one of his lesser known things, according to Goodreads. Takes place Paris, 1793. A brave Republican named Maurice rescues a mysterious and beautiful woman. Well, you probably know about it because you did have it.
I might have only read part of it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right.
I thought I read all of it and I didn't.
But the cover looks familiar.
Yes,
And
it does.
So,
Yeah.
so Maurice, back to Maurice, rescues a mysterious and beautiful woman from an angry mob and is unknowingly dragged into a secret royalist plot involving the imprisoned Queen of France, Marie Antoinette, and her enigmatic, fearless champion, the Knight of Maison Rouge. The first and only modern translation of a forgotten tour de force from Alexandre Dumas, etc., intrigue, heroism, honor, romance, naked ambition, and selfless sacrifice. I'm excited. I'm like really super excited about this.
Three Musketeers author?
Yes.
Right. Okay. That's why I think I picked it up because I
Mhm.
had read the Three Musketeers and I only read about half of it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember why I didn't finish it.
The print is big and it's got lots of like gaps, in the spacing.
Yeah.
So I am,
The free
oh,
bookmark.
Jeanna, you did not get halfway through. Tut, tut, you got 16 pages in.
I guarantee I read more than that.
This is from your library.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I guarantee that I read more than that
Okay. All right.
because I very rarely quit a book.
That's true. You
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
So I guarantee I read more than that because as you were reading the back of it, I'm like, oh, I remember that part.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that part.
Uh-huh.
I remember the tussle in the street, and I remember So
Yeah. So I am excited about this one. I will read it, and then if it's super good, I'll give it back to you
yeah, and then I'll
Yeah.
finish it.
so you can finish it. Yeah. Those were our 6
Yeah.
classic books that we hope to read
Yes.
this year. 6 in 2026. I didn't even think
It's
about that till
doable.
right now.
It's doable.
Yeah.
We can do that,
Yeah.
especially when it's only 3 apiece.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like that a couple of them I've read or you've read, so we can talk
Mhm.
about later. So we'll compare notes to
Yeah.
see how things
And
go.
encouraged to keep
Yes,
going.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So some of these have been mentioned by you guys before.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them I don't know that you have or haven't read because I don't remember that far back in time. So if you've read some of these or you have other classics that are on your TBR,
Mm-hmm.
we'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today as we go through what our classics TBR for 2026 is. I'm Jeanna.
And I'm Shelby.
This is Best in Show Books. Have a great day.